In this video, we're going to be unboxing and reviewing a long-range full suspension e-bike, the Romeo Pro by Eahora. Let's check it out. Hey, welcome back to the E-RYDERS channel. Want to give a shout out to Eahora for sending us out their Romeo Pro for testing and review. So they will ship it in 2 boxes because it is a bit heavy. So for shipping, they have to ship it in 2. The front tire is in 1 box and the rest of the bike is in the bigger box. Now be careful when cutting the box because you do have staples and those straps are pretty sharp. Inside the box, the bike is pretty much covered with styrofoam blocks and styrofoam sheets. And be very careful with taking out the bike because it is very, very heavy, over 100 pounds. In fact, you might want to remove the battery to just go ahead and charge it, and it'll just make it a lot easier when assembling the rest of the bike, especially when installing the spring or the shock just underneath the seat. This makes it easier to get underneath there. All right, open up that small box. Here's that tire, and I'll put the tire just in front of the bike so you can see what that looks like. This is pretty much already 95% pre-assembled, so it's not much to do. Inside the accessory box, we have a couple of pedals left and right. And we have the screw for the front fender. Really nice headlight. I think this thing puts out over 2,000 lumens. Very bright. And looks like we have a little pouch full of tools. And of course the manual for the Romeo Pro. Nice color pictures. All right, and also the charger. This is huge. This is a very huge charger. Now it has to be. It's a 6 amp as well, 6 amp charger, but it has to be big because it is a very big battery we're charging. So first things we want to do, usually it's the handlebars, but we're going to have to do the rear shock, and we're using the hammer to kind of hold or pry open the top of the seat to the rear. So This just makes it easy for us to get the shock in the back. We just line it up and screw it in and tighten it up. Again, just line up the holes, put the pin through, the threaded pin, and then tighten it up. Real easy. And of course, now back to the normal things, and that is putting the handlebars on. It's just 4 little screws on the bracket, and you can tighten those up and adjust it later if you want after you get the front tire on. Don't forget to take out that little spacer in between the hydraulic brake pads and remove that spacer protecting the forks. Alright, line up your forks on top of the axle and be sure to line up the disc rotor in between the disc pads and pop it on right there. Alright, perfect. Just like that. And take that special washer and make sure it's fit right into the groove at the bottom, and then tighten the nut on the side, and again make sure that washer is fitted right in that groove. And then tighten it down. Next, we want to get the pedals. This is the left pedal, and this is the right pedal. Alright, now for the headlight, there's only 2 screws on top of there. Line up the bracket, put the screws through, and tighten it down. And for the fender, you're going to need that 1 screw that was in the box, and then just tighten it right there. Perfect. Don't forget the fender stays on the side. Tighten those down. Alright, now when the battery is fully charged and you're done, you can go ahead and put the battery back in. Give it a good push in. There you go. Snap it in. Alright, don't forget to plug in the headlight and the display. Line up the arrows and just push them in. Don't twist. The pins are very, very sensitive. We don't want to break those pins off or bend them. Alright, turn the bike on. Press and hold the power button for a couple seconds and it greets you with the logo. Alright, beautiful color display. You got your up and down for pedal assist levels. And you have a dimmer light switch. You have electric horn. Alright, I like it. Alright, checking out the bike. Look at this, what it looks like all put together. Really, really nice. It's a very unique frame as well. I've never seen a frame quite like this. You can also put a rear rack on there too. The rear rack is available on their website. Now you're getting a 26x4 CST BFT tires. You have that ring around the rim there for night riding. It's very reflective so you can be seen. You got plastic fenders. Nice large seat. It's very soft, very cushiony. Unfortunately, it's not adjustable, so you're kind of stuck with it, but it's still comfortable. You can still sit back or sit up if you want. A lot of options there to feel more comfortable. Now, like I said, this is a very large battery. They do give you a way of pulling it out with that handle. It does have a battery indicator at the very bottom. And look at this charging port right here. Now, with an adapter, you can plug it in there and you can charge a whole bunch of electronic and appliances if you're going camping or just, going on a long ride and you can charge a few items. You can do so with your bike using that huge battery. That's a 60 amp, 48 volt battery. Again, even underneath, you got that like skid plate protecting everything underneath, so that's pretty cool. And then there's your keyhole to release the battery. Moving on back, you have your tourney derailleur system from Shimano, and your cassette, and you also have your motor. That is a 1200 watt motor that peaks at 14 watts. That's pushing out 120 newton meters of torque. You got your 4-piston hydraulic calipers and a huge disc rotor, 203 millimeters. Great stopping power with those rotors and 4 pistons. And then you have a metal kickstand, not the plastic ones. This bike is pretty heavy, so you need it. All right, and there's that shock. Now that rear shock is adjustable. Now you're getting full suspension. So not only are you getting the rear suspension, but you're also going to get the front suspension, which is also adjustable. You have your lockout and preload adjustments on the dual crown forks. Got your hydraulic brake calipers, plastic grips. Again, large vertical color display. Up and down for the pedal assist levels, up to 5 levels. Battery indicator is at percentage. You have an electric horn even. So if you're riding the trails, that is definitely something that comes in handy. You have your trigger shifter from Shimano, 7-speed, and you have a full twist throttle. Yeah, so this bike is definitely unique. It even has that dimmer indicator right there. So when that dimmer is covered, the light comes on. That's a pretty cool feature in itself. What's great about the Romeo Pro is that you can unlock it from a Class 2 to Class 3 easily in the settings, essentially increasing its speed. Now, in our speed test, we got up to a 32 miles per hour max speed, and that's on both the throttle and the pedal assist. Now, of course, that's very rare to get the same speed on a throttle and pedal assist on most e-bikes, so that's pretty cool to see that. We also had the bike off-road to test its front and rear suspension. And you can see in the rear the suspension putting in some work there. Now, of course, if you're a heavier rider, be careful because you don't want to bottom out, but you can always adjust that spring setting. Now, we also took the bike not just off-road, but in the hills. And with 120 newton meters of torque, this bike had no problem going up the hills and handling a lot of the inclines. And of course, you can see the suspension again putting in some work, making a very, very comfortable ride. The seat was very comfortable and the suspension just absorbed everything. Now this bike will get you about 125 miles of range on a low pedal assist setting and about 55 miles of range using the throttle only. This bike weighs about 124 pounds, and the recommended height is for 5'7" to 6'4" riders. Now, this bike does have a 330-pound max payload capacity. Now, here we are, just cruising around the neighborhood, and basically just to test out the acceleration, even testing out the braking and some of the hill climbing in the neighborhood. We do have a lot of hills around here, so we just wanted to check that out. Great acceleration right here, and we're actually going uphill a little bit. We're going to test out the brakes right here. Remember, you got 203 millimeters on the rotor with the 4-piston hydraulic calipers and brakes. Really nice stopping power. Another great thing about the Romeo Pro is the dual crown forks, which makes it very stable, especially when you're trying to control the steering, especially at high speeds. You just feel a lot safer with the control with the dual crown forks. Also, with pedaling, sure, you have the throttle if you don't want to pedal anymore. But another great thing I like about the Romeo Pro is that it actually has cruise control, so you can sit back, enjoy the ride, enjoy the scenery. Now let's go ahead and check out their website. On the website, the Romeo Pro is $2,399. Now keep in mind that could go up and go down in the future, but as of this video, that is the price. And it looks like they have some special coupon offers available as well. Now the Romeo Pro does come in 4 colors: black, green, a camouflage, and a gray. And if you're looking for more than just the 60 amp battery, which gives you long range, be sure to check out their other model, the Romeo Pro 2. The Romeo Pro 2 is the dual motor version of the Romeo series. Now this is a bike that we're also going to be reviewing soon. They'll be sending this out to me pretty soon, so we'll check that out and review it as well. So if you want more power and more speed, definitely check out the Romeo Pro 2. And also don't forget to check out the link down below in the description, where I'll put the links to Eahora and their also social media pages, so you can check out their YouTube and Facebook page as well. Alright, so if you like e-bikes like we do, please like and subscribe and stay up to date on future videos, especially the review of the Eahora Pro 2, the dual motor version of the Romeo. Again, my name is Nelson. Thanks for watching, E-Riders, and we'll catch you later.